EVP stands for electronic voice phenomena. It's often captured at haunted locations. We have often captured these at houses and buildings where the ghosts have elected to communicate with us.
How do you record those?
Well, we often get those through different types of recording devices like analog and digital tape recorders and sometimes even video recorders. We are at the Caskey home in Munster, Indiana. It's a historical museum that's run by the Munster Historical Society.
The history of this property goes back to at least 1837 when David Gibson obtained a license to run a tavern here. So it was in the same family from 1864 to 1987. On Halloween night, 1909, the Brass Tavern burned down, so then the family then built this house as their private residence. Helen Beaker dying here. Her mother, Wilhelmina Stahlbaum Caskey, also dying in this home. And it appears that Wilhelmina Stahlbaum Caskey has not left. When the Parks Department took over the property, because the house is now owned by the town of Munster and it is run by the Munster Parks Department, they decided to start renovating. And for years they have said that they have, as they've been cutting the grass, they would look up and they would see Wilhelmina peering out of the northeast bedroom window at them. Even some of the Munster policemen that would take their coffee breaks in the middle of the night up here on this property have seen her looking out the window. Another painter who was painting the outside windows, and he called me up one day and said, "Do you have a radio playing inside of the house?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, I hear a piano playing." He said, "I know it's coming from inside the house." And I laughed because the piano, like I said, that survived the Brass Tavern fire was at the Munster Town Hall for safekeeping at that time, but he could hear that piano playing.
Tonight I have brought a digital recorder, and this is what I'm going to be using tonight. Can you tell us if you like it here in the house?
Helen Caskey Beaker, the last living member of the Stahlbaum family, was dying here in this house. And she had a young woman here taking care of her that would spend the night and then leave first thing in the morning. And all of a sudden, she heard the sound of footsteps coming up the stairs. Well, she knew Helen couldn't possibly get up the stairs. And as she listened, the footsteps quickened, and it was like a young child running into the room, and she looked, and sure enough, it was a little girl. And she literally pulled the blankets up over her head, and the little girl said something to the effect of, "No, you know you've got to get up," and she tugged on the blanket. And the little girl giggled and turned around and ran out of the room and ran down the stairs. No idea who that little girl was.
I've come here as a ghost hunter, collecting evidence. I've also come here as a tour guide in the fall when we do our haunted tours.
Now, where would we get the EVPs then? Where were they coming at?
The EVPs can be, we've gotten them from almost every area of the house. Someone with us now, we'd like to talk to you. Please don't be afraid. Can you tell us if you like it here in the house? Reading.
It's just, I felt something when I came through here a few minutes ago. Renee said that she had felt it earlier.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that was interesting. So you actually...
It's a little unstable.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That was good. You ask these questions. You go around the room, I guess, to whatever you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And then, at the end of it, do you say, "Thank you"?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We always say
We
thank
always
you.
do.
It's just a sign of respect as we say thank you.
Electronic voice phenomena, or ghost whispers, some say, are greetings from the past. The Indiana Ghost Trackers group have been visiting the Caskey house for some time now, and they are convinced that it's occupied by more than just pictures and relics from the past. Whether or not you believe in the paranormal isn't important at the Caskey house because it believes in you, and it's watching.